Hi Cancers! This is your first month reading from June the 1st to the 15th. I hope everyone is having a good month so far. If this resonates with you, please like, subscribe, share, comment. If it doesn't, check your moon and rising sign. You could be in that energy as well. Again, these are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate, just take what does and move on. Sometimes I find my readings can be very specific, so if it doesn't resonate at all, I'm sorry. Anyways, so Cancers, looks like we're in this time of hard work these next 2 weeks. Maybe we're kind of pushing towards our goal here, our goals. Maybe we're just feeling like work is kind of, you know, piling up. But we're in this kind of work or zen mode, it seems like here. So I'm just trying to read these as they come in. We got the Page of Swords reversed, which means someone might be withholding conversation, or you might be holding conversation from someone. Someone could also be kind of watching what you're doing online. Sometimes the Page of Swords can represent online, or it just kind of means you could have blocked someone here. There's just kind of energy of that, maybe not speaking to someone as well. It seems like whatever you're doing here, you're working hard kind of towards your goals. You're working, putting in that work to kind of give yourself a little bit of a better life here, I'm feeling. Maybe we're kind of getting rid of things that aren't really working for us. There's a sense here of, okay, I'm going to kind of do it this time is what is going on in my head. Like, I'm going to do it this time. Kind of putting in that energy, just that in that sense of kind of that hustle mode, because now I think we do see that the universe is kind of maybe sending us signs, could be trying to lead us into a different direction here. Before we might have not noticed it, maybe we were looking at all the bad things or all the other things in our life, but now we're starting to see the signs. We're starting to see that the universe is here to kind of help us out here in situations. So you might be having that kind of spiritual connection right now, Cancers, as well in these 2 weeks. Interesting. We got the Hangman, which is weight energy here. So what are they waiting for? What are Cancers waiting for a bit here? With this Hangman energy, what are Cancers waiting for? If you don't know what direction you are going right now, if you don't want to, if there's a lot of options for you and you just kind of don't feel, in these 2 weeks that you are, you don't know kind of where you want to go, or you're kind of stressing out about that, it's just telling you that just wait a little bit, take some time to think about it, take a time out, you know. It seems like you're working hard here, so just kind of maybe focus on the hard work a little bit. Focus on that kind of just like pushing forward, you know, keeping that momentum kind of going. You don't need all the answers right now. You don't need to have everything figured out right this instant. It's saying take some time to sit, wait on it a bit. The Hangman is all about kind of inaction right now. It's taking that pause, taking that time out. So again, you don't have to have everything figured out, Cancer, for these 2 weeks. If things are a little confusing right now, just let it be confusing and know that the answer will come to you eventually. Things can be kind of confusing this time. The other Temperance kind of popped out right after that, which is just saying right now you're just balancing your energies. You need to kind of get back into a place of balance. Once I think you get into that place of balance, things will be a lot clearer for you. Once you kind of start filling your own cup there and feeling back on your game, I think your decisions will kind of be made here. Also, I think some of you should start meditating or having to do with meditation. That will help some of the brain clutter that's going on, the confusion happening for you here, and also help bring your energy back where it kind of needs to be. Because it looks like some good opportunities and some things are coming in for you with the Three of Wands here. So just kind of stay open to that, Cancer. Your ships are coming in. You want to be in a place that we can fully receive them, right? This energy here, we might be, how do I say this? The Nine of Cups reverse is kind of all about, maybe it's partying too hard, maybe it's kind of overexerting ourselves socially, it's kind of party animal vibes, it's kind of not really taking care of ourselves, not really taking care of our emotion here, followed by the Sun reverse, which means it's delayed happiness. So I think what it's kind of saying here is the more time we kind of trying to extend ourselves to feel better in a sense of like, you know, going out partying, doing whatever we need to do to kind of self-soothe ourselves, the more kind of our happiness will be delayed here. So don't see like that as the only answer. You might be feeling as well that you might be kind of going out a little too much, or feeling like, again, you're partying too much here, and now you're kind of moving into a space where you're kind of again, more focused on work, more focused on kind of filling your own cup here, and seeing kind of what the universe has to offer here for you and what can kind of come in, because it just feels like the more we kind of focus on that over social, that over stimulation, that way, that over partying, over indulging in like alcohol, drugs, anything like that, the more it will kind of affect our happiness, or more that our happiness will kind of be put on pause there, because it's chemically kind of affecting our brain, right? Which I love. I'm a social butterfly. I love to go out. I love to do things as well, but that just means it might be a little too much energy going on. It looks like some of you are releasing this kind of party animal vibe, releasing some of that kind of part of your life, looking for something a little bit more calming, because we do have the releasing card with the Four of Pentacles here. We're trying to let it go, and we have this new beginning for yourself. So it's like you're hoping for this new start here. You really want this to kind of work out for you. You want to have this fresh new start, because I feel like you were maybe been in a loop the past little while, and you kind of want to kind of get out of here a little bit. You want to see what else is out there. You want to see what the universe can bring you and what's to offer with this Fool energy. So yeah, you might be going through that for the next 2 weeks. You're kind of having this fresh start here, which is really nice. Again, there is this energy of a bit of inaction right away. Things not kind of moving quickly for you, or things kind of put on pause, so don't stress about that. Especially if it's kind of a job or a situation that you're stressing out here, or maybe you're not kind of getting a job offer that you were hoping to fast enough. Maybe you've been applying for new jobs, anything like that. Whatever it is here, don't stress because things aren't working out right now for you. There might be another lesson that you have to be working on right now, Cancer, before kind of that comes in. So just trust the divine timing of it here a little bit. For Cancers for these 2 weeks. Cancers, a little bit of weak boundaries here. What is this weak boundaries for Cancers? What do we got in these weak boundaries for Cancers? Romantic relationships, Cancers. Do we have weak boundaries? Are we not standing up for ourselves in romantic situations? I just say like it's my Virgo part coming up, being like, Cancers. You're not good to anyone here if you don't stick up for yourself, if you don't believe, if you don't create healthy boundaries, if you don't, have that part in relationships here. I think sometimes Cancers in general feel like they people please a lot, yes, but it kind of just feels like they want to avoid conflict completely, that they don't really stand up for kind of their own wants or needs, and then it kind of just kind of gets squashed here. But I think now what they're trying to tell you to do is like, we got to create that a little bit here. We got to create these healthy boundaries. We got to create those kind of standards for ourselves, energetically, of who we kind of let into our life, and what is a boundary for us, and standing up for ourselves here and what we deserve. We deserve the best, Cancers, right? Especially when it comes to love and romantic offers. So we really need to be holding ourselves accountable to that, holding ourselves account to our boundaries, especially when it comes to relationships here. I think it's going to be really, really important in the next 2 weeks. Sticking up for yourselves, for sure. I think you see this. The Tower reverse is all kind of about mini lessons. It's like about the universe kind of not stepping in here and us like making changes for ourselves. So when I see this here, I feel like it's a mini lesson. It's like, we stopped it, we nipped it in the bud before it got too bad, before it got catastrophic. And maybe we're seeing some things that we have to kind of work on here, Cancer. when it comes to how we have relationships with people, but I think we are kind of at the process of working on that, of filling our own cup to be able to create these boundaries. You might be seeing we need to add that you need to have more boundaries in specific relationships so you kind of don't get lost in them here, especially if this is kind of the new start kind of going on for you. I think especially in this time of waiting, it's in this time of waiting and just chilling in this kind of inaction, kind of is the time to kind of work on all this stuff. You have the extra space to do that while you're kind of working. So kind of focus on that, kind of focus on what you kind of want your new life to look like, how do you, I'm just getting like how you want to feel in your work and your relationship vibes. I do have the Six of Pentacles reversed, so you might feel like there is this bit of lack of humanity in the sense of feeling like almost that it's no hope, that no one can really ever give you kind of what you want in a way. But I'm getting this sense here that we need that energetic shift in ourselves, Cancer, of what we deserve, what we have to stand up for ourselves more here, and that's when the right people will come towards us. Because when people see those boundaries, when people can feel those boundaries, when you vocalize those boundaries with people, you see which people are down for those. You see the people that respect them, and you see kind of the people that don't. So don't feel like you kind of have to fend for yourself, or you're going to only be kind of alone here in this situation, because no one can kind of give you what you need. Just kind of get more in the sense of, you know, like when I change my energy from within, that's when the right people will be attracted to that energy. So you do have this new start here. But there is this past situation. What is this past situation coming up in these 2 weeks? What is this past situation? King of Cups, right, reversed. There might have been a past situation of blocked emotions. You might have not been able to fully access your emotions in a healthy way. The King of Cups reversed is someone who's kind of blocked themselves off emotionally. So you might have been having that emotional disconnect before with yourself. So there might be some past emotional blockages releasing themselves this week. Or in the past, you might have noticed where you were like maybe where you're fully not being emotional here. We have the Hermit card as well. This could be with a Virgo in the past. I see Queen of Cups here. There is this duo here with blocked emotions. So this past energy, King of Cups, Queen of Cups reversed, and the Hermit card. Maybe there's two people that were kind of blocking out their emotions here in the past, and you decided kind of to move kind of by yourself, or kind of felt like you were, it was time for some self-evaluation or some time with yourself. Because I get this, again, I get this pairing here that were cut off kind of from themselves emotionally, and it just led to someone kind of being by themselves or going at it alone, or something like that in the past. I wonder what that's represented for this week. Why is that coming, this past energy coming up this week? Why is this past energy coming up this week for Cancer? I might be not talking to this person. I might be causing them or you anxiety this week. So maybe that's why it's kind of still in your energy this week. You're maybe reminiscing about it, or you're having anxiety, kind of can't sleep at night here, or someone is, because there's not really communication kind of with this person. And it's causing you kind of a bit of anxiety. But what can kind of Cancers do to kind of resolve this past energy here? I think it says just have strong boundaries, but what can Cancers do to resolve this? What can Cancers do to kind of resolve this? have the strength to kind of push on here. We got the strength card reversed, which for me is kind of all about having fear. We're fearing walking away from the situation. We're fearing of this maybe happening again, of being this kind of closed off energy again and having to fend for ourselves, of this no communication, maybe scared of kind of what this, maybe this repeating itself. But what it's kind of telling you is just kind of have the strength to grow from the situation, have the strength to kind of move forward, because there's a fear here. There's a fear of kind of letting go of this energy. There's a lot of fear kind of stopping us or getting in the way for us here a little bit. And I think like it's just being like, have the strength to kind of learn and push forward here. Yet it's time to let something go a little bit. A relationship, I have the 2 cups reversed here. So there is a relationship that we need to just move on from and kind of let go of a bit. Maybe you're still having regrets on the situation, or you're kind of, it's still in your thoughts a little bit, things like that. But there's just energy if we need to like put that in the past and we need to kind of push forward here. This is kind of X energy. If you're in a relationship right now, I don't know, maybe, I mean, again, this is not for everyone. This is a general reading, so take it as it is, but there's some fear involved here. There's this past, I feel like it's a past relationship, because this kind of goes down the line of emotionally closed off kind of energy. So if you're single, there might be this past breakup that was really caused you maybe to shut down emotionally, cut yourself off emotionally here, and they really want you to kind of have the strength to move on from that. All right, Cancers. Let's see some oracle cards for this week. For Cancers, please. For Cancers, please. Okay. All right, here we are. So, Starseed Oracle, you are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. The older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many starseeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to communicate with their soul and fill up their energy resources. That's kind of what we're talking about with the Temperance card there. Especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra, or find it hard being a human. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in meaningless conversations and relationships. However, we must remember that we're not here to go about life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need love, company, support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people, yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things of social media. With so many people knowing our news, what's it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave in physical reach out of to those in your life, to replenish where you need to, but not isolate yourself. This is seeing your friends and family who live nearby, or having regular catch-up walks with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to people who are physically in your life and those you truly know? So maybe some of you got to do some reaching out. See those connections that are kind of good and healthy for you here. We also got Blossoming Abundance reversed. So let's kind of read that out. I'm interested to see what it says here. This card reversed indicates a potential decrease in money, with coins falling from the garden out of sight. Sometimes you receive this card in this position, it may feel as though cash is slipping from your fingers like water. While it might seem like an ongoing state of affairs, you can still turn things around. Be very conscious and responsible where money issues are concerned. Take action to plant new seeds and nurture your financial garden with patience and clarity. The cycle will end, and you will, in time, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Abundant wealth blossoms all around me. I see the value in everyday life. It's interesting we got that here. Maybe you're saying, hey, you were spending too much kind of socially, or kind of on these things that were maybe not healthy for us. So maybe that's all part of this switch or this new start that we were kind of having here, where we're kind of letting that go and kind of working hard to, I don't know, create more money in our life. All right, Cancers, I hope that resonated with you. Have a good first 2 weeks of this month.